Jesus returned to Capernaum after some days. And once the word spread that he was back home, so many people gathered there where he was staying that there wasn't room for anyone else, not even there in front of the door. And Jesus spoke the word to them. Now, some people came, bringing to him a paralyzed man, carried by 4 people. But when they couldn't get anywhere near Jesus because of the crowd, they removed the roof and they began to dig a hole. And they dug until the hole was big enough for them to lower their friend, the paralytic. Now, when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralyzed man, "My son, your sins are forgiven." Well, there were some scribes sitting nearby who, when they heard this, began to question in their hearts, saying, "How can this man say such a thing? It's blasphemy. No one can forgive sins but God alone." Well, when Jesus realized in his spirit that they were questioning this way in their hearts, he said to them, "Look, which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say to him, 'Rise, take your mat and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins," he then said to the paralyzed man, "I say to you, rise, take your mat, and go home." And immediately the man stood up and he took his mat and he walked out in front of everyone. And they were all amazed, saying to each other, "What did you... We have never seen anything like this before."